Hi, it's Patty P with a tapping session to relieve the fear of failure, something we've all had at one time or another, I'm sure. Before you start, please rate your level of intensity from 0 to 10. So assign a number to how much you fear failing, or how much it bothers you, or how much it upsets you on a scale from 0 to 10. And after the session, check in again and see where you are on that scale. If you haven't moved at all, then you need a little more tapping, and maybe the reminder phrases that I used weren't exactly describing your specific situation. So tap some more with your specific feelings. You could also try going back to your past. Ask yourself, what does this remind me of? And think about something in your past. It will usually pop up quite quickly. A similar situation where you felt the same way, a time that you failed and it really upset you. So try that. That should get your number moving and down to one of the lower numbers. Anything between a 0 and 2, usually for me, is enough and clears it out for me. You may need to get down to a 0 to be happy. And that's all good. So that, again, that's personal preference. Okay, so here we go, tapping on the fear of failure. Starting with our karate chop point. Taking a deep breath before you start really helps. Okay. So I have this fear of failure. It's pretty intense, but I accept that that's the way I feel. Even though I have this fear of failure, and sometimes it really messes me up, I accept that I feel that way. This is who I am, and I'm okay. Even though I have this fear of failure, I accept myself, and I know that I'm okay. Eyebrow. Man, I can't deal with failing. Side of the eye. Failure is not acceptable for me. Under the eye. I was raised that failing it's just not acceptable. You won't be loved. You won't be accepted. Under the nose. Failing means you're not good enough. Chin. And not good enough means you're not accepted. Means people don't like you. They don't approve of you. Collarbone. Failing means you don't get respect. People look down on you. People don't like you. Under the arm. And failing is, for me, just not acceptable. And so I have to try really, really, really hard. And when I do fail, boy, do I feel bad. I feel like I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of love. I'm not worthy of respect from other people. When I fail, I'm not worthy of love and respect from myself. It's just not acceptable. I feel less than. I feel degraded in my own eyes, much less everyone else's. I accept that I feel this way. I accept that this is what I was taught. I learned it somehow. How did I learn this? I think as a child, my child's mind misunderstood. My child's mind that was incapable of proper understanding created this belief. This is a limiting belief. It's not empowering. This is a belief that does not serve me. So why do I believe it? Because it's a load of crap. My best is always good enough. I am worthy simply because I am. I deserve to be respected. And I deserve to be respected just for my effort. And if I make a good, honest effort, then that is always good enough. I forgive myself for believing that I was a failure. Just because I made mistakes, just because certain circumstances weren't in my favor at that time, so what? It doesn't mean I'm not a good person. It doesn't mean that I'm not a good partner. It doesn't mean that I'm not a good spouse. It doesn't mean that I'm not a good teacher. It doesn't mean that I'm not a good mom. I did the best I could with what I had. I always do the best I can. So maybe I need to change my benchmark. Maybe I need to take the word failure out of my vocabulary. Boy, I forgive myself for thinking I was a failure. I forgive myself for using failure instead of the word mistake. I forgive other people for making me believe that I was a failure. That certainly wasn't in my highest good. But mostly I forgive me for thinking that I actually failed and I wasn't good enough. Because I did try. I always try. Mistakes are okay. Forgiving me, forgiving me, forgiving me. I forgive me for all the past mistakes and errors, for all the misaligned judgments that I made. I forgive me for viewing other people as failing. So what? People didn't live up to my expectations. So what? I forgive me for that. Maybe my expectations of other people were too high. Maybe they are too high. Maybe I just need to let things go. Don't sweat the small stuff. Any effort I make is good enough. My best is always good enough. So I'm going to replace that word failure I'm going to take that out of my vocabulary. I'm going to use the word outcome instead. I'm going to use the word results instead. I forgive me for ever thinking that I was a failure or that I wasn't good enough. I forgive other people, or my perception of other people thinking that I failed. Okay, I forgive my perceptions of myself, any perception of myself that was negative, any perception or belief that was not in my highest good, letting it all go now. Letting all that go. Boy, that makes room. That makes room for me to love myself a little bit more. That makes room for me to accept myself a little bit more. I accept me the way I am. I love, honor, and respect myself. And I know that when I do my best, I am acceptable. Now and always. Take a deep breath. Release anything else that's hanging around. Again, ask yourself if this reminds you of anything. And if you come up with a specific situation from your past where you felt that you failed, or someone said that you failed them, go back and tap on that. Tap on that experience. Describe it in a story. Tap on like, they said this, then I said this, and then this happened, and then I felt like this, and then they said that. So you get the point. Talk about it in story form, exactly what happened. Describe the event in as much detail as you can remember, and then forgive yourself for that episode, for that event. Let it go. It's in the past. The only life it has is the life you give it right now by thinking about it, by carrying it with you. So tap it away and let it go, because you are worthy of respect. And I just want to say that I love you, so please love you too. I hope that helps. Please check in again on your level of intensity and see where you are now to determine whether you need more tapping or that you can move on. You know what? Our stuff, our psyches are like layers of the onion. And sometimes when you peel a layer off with tapping, boy, another one pops right up for attention. So, you know, it's a lifelong process. It's all good. Just keep tapping. And please do let me know if you need help. Please join my Facebook group. It's called Tapping EFT Support Group. I can give one-on-one individual attention and make a video on your specific need. I can answer questions, suggest other sources of tapping. So just let me know how I can help. Also, please check out my blog at alternativeavenues.info. Peace and love, many blessings, and you are worthy. Bye. Thanks for watching.